Welcome to Taking a Walk, an excursion to converse, connect, and catch up at a cool location with some of the most interesting people you can find. Here's Buzz Knight.
Well, here we are taking a walk. This is a different walk, so it's solo as far as me, but not solo because I got two furry creatures here. I got Elmer, who is all hound, all nose, and needs to investigate everything here that's possible. Every smell from the night before needs to be investigated. And then, so he's like, he's a detective, but he moves so slow because he's got to be like the sommelier of smell. And then there's crazy Sadie, who is also really attracted to every smell, but she will move along quicker. She will not lag behind as much. She will take the hint, and generally the hint is a little nudge on the leash, and then she frantically ends up scurrying after that nudge. Elmer, by the way, when you give Elmer the nudge, he is like a bag of cement. The way he's built, a brick shit house, literally. And he's stubborn too. He's stubborn like a mule. He's a good boy, but he's stubborn like a mule. So this is a great spot here. Here he's being stubborn now. Come on, boy. Come on. We got a little drizzle coming down, so I know you guys hate the drizzle. I'm not the biggest fan of the drizzle either. But we're at Elliott Preserve, which is right around the corner from where the one and only legendary Rachel Pagey Elliott lived, who was a dear friend of ours. Big farm, and this was part of her special land, special territory that I would imagine she ended up donating it, part of her estate. So it sort of winds down the back here of the Concord River. It's the Sudbury Valley Trustees Reservation is what it's officially called. And usually nobody's here. Occasionally you run into one person, maybe walking a dog, something like that. But it's a very, very quiet spot, small spot. And I'm quite sure there's been multiple animal activity throughout the night. The dogs tend to do this super crazy thing where they're literally frantic for every available smell. I would imagine here the range of things that we could see if we were here in the night would go from deer to coyote. It's funny, when I said deer, Sadie was looking. I think she knows that word. So it's probably deer, coyote, fisher cat, skunks, raccoons, probably even at certain times of the season because of the Concord River, I would tend to bet there's actually some turtles, because I have seen dead turtles here, or decaying turtle shells. See, what did I leave out? I know, because I've seen them here. Left out wild turkeys as well. So this is a real active spot. It's a gorgeous spot too, and it's super close, and it's one of many places that I like taking a walk, and specifically taking a walk with the pooches. But I think taking a walk with the pooches is a different vibe. You see there's sort of wild activity. It's a little harder with two, but I figured it out. Often do this walk with Joan, but she is passing this morning, so using it as my opportunity to give you a little narrative here, try to paint the picture. And here's Elmer doing his thing. He's very, very discreet. If we had the video rolling, which we don't, you would see how he's able to go off quietly into the corner. So he's very respectful that way. Sadie will take her dump pretty much anywhere along the path if she really has to. She's getting better with her manners, but it ain't easy. You work with what you got, right? And that's what we got. But she is learning, and they seem to get along. So as we're taking a walk here at the Elliott Preserve, one of the cool aspects here is just the colors. The leaves turning. It's a bit of a gray day, you know, as I said earlier, as far as the rain, but the colors still come through. And what I like about this place is just the quiet, because I think it's possible nobody has walked here on the human side this morning, and that the most recent form of activity that was going on occurred in the night and was all animal. I remember going out, well, it was actually the morning that we picked up Sadie when we first got her from her adoption place in Arkansas and Tennessee. When we went up to Connecticut, we left the house about 3 a.m, and the wild activity of animals scurrying in the night we saw, manifest itself. So I know this is one of those places. That's why the animals really dig it here. So hot diggity dog, get your smells in, boys and girls. So the quiet is part of where taking a walk goes, because obviously so much of this series has to do with taking a walk at a cool location with an interesting friend, author, musician, different forms of people. So this is more of the solitary walk, enjoying it, laughing at the dogs once in a while, becoming aggravated at the dogs once in a while as well, when they just seem to have a mind of their own and a nose of their own as well. But we love the furry creatures, so we would be wrong if we didn't take a walk with the dogs as part of our series. See here, you hear a little plane activity going on, which is so unusual because we live so far out in the country, but that's Hanscom Air Force Base, which is nearby, not too far. It's a few miles away, which has private air, but also obviously Air Force and cargo. So not unusual to hear air traffic over some of these beautiful places. I think actually in one or two of the segments that we did for Walden Pond, I think you heard air traffic over over there. But one of the other aspects of enjoying taking a walk is just the sounds, not the air traffic sounds, sounds of the birds chirping, just the quiet sound that you just sort of take in. I don't think that's really possible. Quiet sound, that is really dumb. Just the quietness of the outdoor. That's really what I was trying to say. Didn't say it very well. But part of the, the cool aspect is listening to the sound of the rustling leaves and just really just enjoying that. Sometimes it's just nice just to stop, hear that. And sometimes you have no choice about stopping because the dogs right now, particularly Elmer, are hot on the trails of something and distracted. Elmer's nose is going up. It's going up like an infield fly. So they enjoyed here, and they are so impatient before this walk. My father used to do something when he was anxious to go, wherever we were going, over to a relative's or just out for errands. If he was waiting for my mother, he would do this thing, which was the jingling of the keys, which meant he was anxious. So I think it's really funny when the dogs are anxious for their walk as well. They do their own version of the jingling of the keys. They just stare at me, just like, aren't you ready? Aren't you ready for the walk? Aren't you ready? So they do not rest easy until the walk occurs. So we've winded around the river here, and now we're going up the hill, which has a nice view of the river. Beautiful trees. It's really interesting coming here at certain points where, a little storm comes through and then suddenly come through here the next day and there's big trees down. So that is sometimes a hindrance. So as we're winding down here, taking a walk comes in many forms. Like I've said, it comes with friends, it comes with other interesting folks, which is a great part of the experience, interesting places, but I'd be remiss if I didn't in some form document taking a walk with these pooches here, Elmer and crazy Sadie, as they are doing the first of two, might I add, 2 walks that they take on a regular basis, which is a great part about having dogs, one of many great parts. So taking a walk at the Elliott Preserve in Carlisle, Massachusetts is a cool thing, and I thank you for joining me.
Taking a Walk with Buzz Knight is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.